Greetings, my fellow patriots, 3%ers. Should I hold back my feelings at a time such as this? I would consider myself guilty of treason against my fellow countrymen and His Majesty in heaven, which I revere above all heavenly hosts. America, the time of decision is now. There is no such thing as silent patriotism. I opened this video with a quote from the famous "Give me liberty, give me death" speech from Patrick Henry. People, if you're afraid of standing up because of fear of retribution from law enforcement, your government, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your employer, co-workers, friends, family, whatever, when you're simply speaking truth and your personal belief in a lawful, peaceful manner, you are a traitor. You are a traitor. You are not a patriot if you're going to be silent against the threat this country faces. You're not a patriot if you cannot publicly stand against the enemies of our nation. And that opportunity is going to be given to you in upcoming rallies this year. There's one, Mark Gilbert is trying to put together, I believe it's February 27th. You can friend Mark Gilbert, send him a message, ask him about that rally, a rally for America. There's also another one on April 18th that I'm trying to organize in Atlanta, Georgia, on the steps of the Georgia State Capitol, and to end up in front of CNN, taking a stand against the Islamic immigration refugee invasion. The Obama administration and the Department of Justice already been given a green light from Atlanta PD. America, we should not fear those that seek to destroy this nation. We need to flip the script. It is time to turn the tables. It is time to instill fear in those that have attempted to demonize the patriot community, those that are trampling on our rights and our freedoms, the elected officials that show contempt and utter disregard for we the people. Because when we fear them, we have already submitted to them, and we're already committing an act of willful slavery. Freedom can only exist when they fear us. Not my words, the words of the founding fathers. Because remember, people, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And the Spirit of the Lord commands us to take a stand, as it says in Ephesians 6, to expose the works of darkness. And Obama is an agent of darkness. Islam is an ideology of darkness. It's quite interesting. I heard this week that there was a survey done among the religious leaders in our country. What's quite interesting is that 90% of them acknowledge that there is a biblical answer to every problem this nation faces. However, when asked, do they preach on those biblical answers, only 10% said they do. So people, there you have it. We have identified the political prostitutes in D.C. that are committing constitutional adultery. But we're not calling out the cowards behind the pulpits. We need a modern day black robe regiment. If you don't know what that is, Google it, read about it. You'll find it quite interesting. During our first American Revolution. People, take a stand. Take a stand. Because what's going to be your legacy down the road? Whether we win our freedom and keep it or not. What are your descendants going to say on what you did to stand against or for liberty and freedom? Again, April 18th, a Unite Against Islam rally is being organized. You can text me a message at 706-619-9586, and I will return your call either that day or sometime that week. Join me and other patriots at an armed, open, carry rally. We will be carrying what the media calls assault rifles on the steps of the Georgia State Capitol, marching down the street in Atlanta, Georgia, to the front doors of CNN on the public right-of-way. Again, taking a stand, as the people in Europe are already doing, against the enemies of their nations. It is time for America to take a stand against our enemies publicly. We can't just rely on just voting and making phone calls, because they ignore our phone calls. They shred our faxes, they delete our emails, and they laugh at us. They laugh at us. And we're worried about being called a hate monger, an Islamophobe. We're worried about being called racist because we oppose the first black president. You know what? That is nothing. And I'm going to tell you right now, in closing, if you cannot stand when we're in a state of Cold War in this nation, the revolution has already begun. It's a Cold War right now. And if you can't publicly stand when the war is cold, don't fool yourself or those around you that you're going to fight when the revolution goes hot. Because if you're too cowardly to publicly stand now, you're damn sure not going to stand when the revolution goes hot. It's time. It's time, people, to have a show of force in a lawful, peaceful fashion to warn the enemies that we will not allow them to continue to do what they do endlessly without consequence. America, let's take back our country. February 27th, April 18th, Molarabe, 3% represent. And don't forget, I've now got a YouTube channel. It's JIM Stachowiak, Jim Stachowiak, last name spelled Stachowiak. I got a YouTube channel. Now, I just been uploading videos in the last couple of days. Join me. Let's take this country back, people. Let's take this country back. It's not for me. It's not for you. It's for our children. God bless America. Again.